Hi, home herbalist students. Well, I'm here today just to share with you some information from the American Herbalists Guild, which is the official organization in the United States for herbalists. And there's some just simple questions that I think you might find interesting. So one of them is, what is an herb? Medicinally, an herb is any plant or plant part that is used for therapeutic value. So it could be what people call a weed, it could be a flower, it could be a tree, it could be any part of a plant that is officially considered an herb. Another question that is very common with herbal medicine is, what is herbal medicine? So herbal medicine is known as the art and science of using herbs for promoting health and preventing and treating illness. So like I said, herbal medicine is an art and a science. So as you take the home herbalist class, you'll notice that there's science to it, and then there's this whole thing of an art feeling where it's like some intuition, maybe a little bit of, what's your gut feeling and that kind of stuff. But herbal medicine has really been the world's primary form of medicine since the beginning of time. It has a written history of more than 5,000 years old, and there will be another video about herbal history. And in America, typically it was used in the beginning years, but now for about the last 100 years, modern medicine with all the pharmaceuticals has taken over a lot of the herbal medicine that was traditionally used. And over 75% of the world's population still primarily relies on traditional healing practices, and most of which is herbal medicine. So if you look at a worldwide basis, it is still the most popular medicine and the basis for a lot of other medicine, whether it's homeopathy or, let's say, Chinese medicine, even like plant therapy, as far as like flower essences. All of that is plant-based. So it's a really good thing to get your basic knowledge in herbal medicine, because it really is the basis for a lot of other types of things. So here's a question: how are herbs different from pharmaceuticals? Well, it's interesting because most pharmaceutical drugs are really a single chemical entity that's highly refined and purified and synthesized in a lab. And it was interesting because in 1987, at that time, about 85% of the modern drugs were originally derived from plants. But today, only 15% of the modern drugs we use are derived from plants. So there's been a big change over the years. And herbal medicines are primarily prepared from living or dried plants. That's fresh or dried plant material. And the thing that makes them different than a pharmaceutical is that living plant contains, or a dried plant has, all of the synergistic components. It's not just one component or constituent pulled out and then refined and made in a lab. It's everything working together in the plant, and that is, it's hundreds and even thousands of interrelated compounds, and it's the synergy that helps keep it safe and effective for people. So that's the kind of different thing. It's one component versus the whole gamut of things that are found in plants. Another question is, how is herbal medicine different than conventional medicine? A lot of people wonder that. So with herbal medicine, really the primary focus is to work with people as individuals and rather look at the whole person, rather than just the disease or just the condition that they have. So herbs work, and I'm going to quote this from the American Herbalists Guild. Herbs work to stimulate their innate healing power through the use of such interventions such as herbs, diet, and lifestyle. So herbalists don't just work with one thing, they look at the whole person. And that is really one of the things that sets it apart from conventional medicine. So the other thing is that typically you don't have the side effects from pharmaceuticals that you have from herbal medicine. And you do look at the unique makeup of that individual. And there's also a philosophical difference between herbalists and conventional medicine, or conventional physicians, I should say. So what is an herbalist? Herbalists are people who dedicate their lives to working with medicinal plants. And there can be all kinds of herbalists, whether you're a native healer or you're a scientist, naturopath, a holistic doctor, a researcher, or even just a farmer. So herbalists are really quite varied. They might be trained in Oriental medicine. They might be trained in traditional Western medicine, which is what we are learning about and studying. Or they might be trained in a different way. So it can either be information that you've learned and studied formally, or just information passed on down from generation to generation. And my last and final question that I'm going to address from the American Herbalists Guild is, how can herbs and herbal medicine help me? So herbs offer a wide range of safe and effective therapeutic agents that you can use as an integral part of your own healthcare program. That's the interesting thing about the home herbalist program, is you learn how to empower yourself so that you can find ways that you can incorporate using herbs for foods, as maybe topical agents, drinking them as teas, or even taking them as herbal extracts. So using that to create your own herbal healthcare program for yourself and your family is really kind of the goals of this program, so you can actually reach more optimal health levels. So herbs can be used in 3 essential ways, according to the American Herbalists Guild. They can use to prevent a disease, to treat a disease, or number 3, to maximize one's health potential. Now, we as herbalists do not, we're not physicians. We do not diagnose, we do not cure, we do not treat, but we always work to balance the body. And you can use herbs really effectively for like symptomatic relief, like let's say you have a runny nose, or you have a certain kind of a cough, or even a sore throat, or maybe using it for first aid purposes. That's how herbs get really, really handy, and they're very safe, easy, and effective. Thank you.